One of the most universal experiences we face as humans is desiring to win the approval of strangers. We want others to see the fruits of our labor, whether that be our academic accomplishments, the awards we've received, or exciting personal developments in our lives. In the sport of powerlifting, this human experience is at the core of what many athletes chase after. Today, I'm going to give you a bulletproof guide on how to have a flawless powerlifting meet and impress 3 judges you've never met in your entire life. With 2 years of experience with the sport under my belt, my major, kinesiology, analyzing these specific movement patterns, and a powerlifting meet I competed in this past spring, where I went 3 for 3, I'll briefly walk you through a powerlifting meet and how it's judged. Then, I'll dive into the nitty-gritty of what makes a good lift for the squat, bench press, and deadlift. So, what actually happens at a powerlifting meet? During a powerlifting meet, lifters accrue the highest total of weight lifted across their squat, bench, and deadlift. Each lifter will have 3 attempts to achieve their heaviest weight in each of their respective categories. In order for a lift to be good, it has to follow specific regulations depending on which federation you're competing in. Generally, there are 2 major federations, the USAPL and the IPF. In the sport of powerlifting, there are 3 judges. A good lift is granted when one of the 3 judges display a white light. These white lights are the basis of scoring in powerlifting. There are 3 white lights possible for each lift. A lifter needs 2 white lights for a lift to be good. Now that I've given you a basic rundown of what happens during a powerlifting meet and a lifter's primary objective, let's get into the 3 main lifts themselves. If you walk into State or Lead Gym here at Iowa State, you're going to see a lot of people squatting. If I were to put money on it, you'd see a lot of squats that look like this, or this. Even if these people brag about lifting huge amounts of weight or how strong they are compared to everyone around them, these squats would not fly during a powerlifting meet. So, let's take a look at what a competition standard squat actually looks like. The first step is that you need to grab the bar. Your hands can be positioned in any grip width on the bar as long as your forefingers are grasping it. The lifter will then unrack the bar and walk back until they are motionless and erect, according to the USAPL rulebook. At this time, the judge will give the first command, squat. They will motion downward with their hand, prompting the lifter to initiate the squat. The lifter must then bend their knees and lower their bodies into the position where their hip crease is lower than the top surface of their knees. This is a key difference between the rec center squats that you see every day and a powerlifting squat that would score a white light. After this position is achieved, the lifter must return to an erect and motionless position, like they were before the squat started. When this occurs, the judge will give the final command, rack, and the lifter places the barbell back onto the rack. This must be controlled and not dumped back onto the rack, or else that would cause disqualification. According to the regulations I just mentioned, is this considered a good lift? Sweet. Let's move on to the bench press. For the bench press, the lifter must be on their back with their shoulders and butt in contact with the bench at all times. Their feet must remain flat on the ground. For the lifter's grip, they must have all fingers and thumb wrapped around the bar. Their hands must be within 81 centimeters, measured between the first 2 fingers. The lifter then removes the bar from the rack, with or without a spotter, and they must remain motionless with elbows locked before the referee will give the first start command. After the command, the lifter must lower the bar onto their chest until it is motionless. When this position is achieved, the referee will give the press command. The lifter must then return the bar to the initial motionless, elbows locked position. Once this is achieved, the referee will give the final rack command. The lifter will then replace the bar into the rack, either on their own or with the help of spotters. I'm going to have you judge this bench press. Based on this information that I've given to you, is this a good lift? Perfect. Let's move on to the final lift, the deadlift. Despite the deadlift usually accruing the highest total, it has the least requirements compared to the squat and the bench press. The lifter must grip the bar in any way that they desire, whether that be an overhand grip, a mixed grip, or a hook grip. The lifter can initiate the lift whenever they are ready. There is no start command. The lifter must then raise the bar into the erect position with knees locked and shoulders back. After this is achieved, the referee will give the down command, and the lifter must return the bar to the ground in a controlled manner. For the last time, I'll have you judge this lift. Is this a good lift according to the criteria that I just mentioned? Perfect. You've done a great job. So, now all of you are experts. You know the ins and outs of how to achieve perfect lifts in the sport of powerlifting. Just to review, we've dove into the structure of a powerlifting meet, and then we dissected what judges are actually looking for in the squat, bench press, and the deadlift. With this newfound knowledge, you'll finally achieve your hopes and dreams and win the approval of random strangers.